We've got a lot of turnover in the coaching ranks this year. Let's get into it. So I'll start with my hometown team, the Atlanta Falcons. They hired Kevin Stefanski. I think this is a great hire. A lot of people in town here are questioning this hire because of the last 2 years of his coaching there in Cleveland, where he was not doing well. I think we need to shift to the first 2 years that he was there. He took them to the playoffs for the first time in 18 years, won a playoff game against Pittsburgh. He had Baker Mayfield there. Then they traded for Deshaun Watson, and it just blew up in their face. And ever since that trade, they used 13 quarterbacks. You can't have a winning formula with 13 quarterbacks trying to run a team. So he was trying to, tape and glue and put together a team after ownership basically hamstrung him. So this year we were 8-9. I think we might improve on that. It's going to be a building process. We got a new GM with Ian Cunningham, which I think also is a great hire. I think Matt Ryan's going to get us going in the right direction. They've kind of upheaved the front office, so I think it's a positive thing. All right, let's talk about the Pittsburgh Steelers. They hired Mike McCarthy, which that's another questionable hire up there in Pittsburgh from what I've read. A lot of people thinking that Mike Tomlin might have been forced out. I don't see that. They hire coaches for long runs. I mean, they've had 3 coaches in the last 40 years, it seems. They had Chuck Noll, they had Bill Cowher, and they have Mike Tomlin. And, they don't fire coaches just willy-nilly. But we'll see what happens. But I think that's a decent hire. I call it a push because it could go bad, it could go good. Mike McCarthy's back in his hometown, so that's a positive for them. He's going to be, kind of fight to make them win. First coach since 1969. There you go, my notes say it. So hopefully he'll stay long. He'll be long-term. He is older, so I don't know how long he can stay. They were 10-7 last year, made the playoffs. So something tells me Mike Tomlin may have wanted to go and be with family. That he's been seeing at UGA stuff, so that might be why he left. But I think that's a decent hire for Pittsburgh. All right, let's go to the Baltimore Ravens. They hired Jesse Minter from Los Angeles Chargers. It seems that Baltimore and the Michigan Wolverines have a connection with the Harbaughs there. So a lot of coaches go back and forth between Michigan and Baltimore, back and forth. So that hire makes sense. I think it's a good hire. He fits in with the Harbaughs. He's basically a Harbaugh tree from his coaching tree. I do like the hire. I think that's going to be a positive thing. He has been a coordinator, so first-time head coach, maybe they can build something there. Last year, the Ravens were 8-9. A lot of that had to do with Lamar Jackson was out a lot of the times. They had some injuries. I don't know why they got rid of John Harbaugh. It's kind of questionable. He's been there a long time. He's been a winning program there, so I don't know. I think that hire is going to be good. We'll see how it goes. Is he going to be like Mike McDonald from the Seahawks? We'll see. Now on to Arizona Cardinals, who hired Mike LaFleur, who's the brother of Matt LaFleur in Green Bay. So we will see what happens with him. He's again another unproven first-time coach. Can he have the same energy and same coaching style as his brother? We'll see how that goes. He was replacing Jonathan Gannon, so we'll see if he can get a healthy Kyler Murray in there. With me, I just never heard the Cardinals were just kind of there. There wasn't really any storylines with them, so they need an identity, I think, is what they need. They lost 2 starting running backs at the very beginning of the year, and it kind of just tailspinned their whole entire season. So we'll see how it goes. They were 3-14. Let's hope that this hire can boost them and get them a good going. The last one is the Raiders. They haven't hired anyone yet. I think they're waiting to hire Clint Kubiak from the Seahawks. That's going to be a good hire. There's a lot of talk of him coming here to Atlanta. Didn't happen, but I think that's probably going to be the pick for them. I'm kind of surprised they fired Pete Carroll after 1 year. Maybe it was just something that they had agreed upon at the beginning of the year. Mark Davis is kind of a whoo. So we'll see what happens with that. If they're going to hire him, that's good. That'll be a good hire if they hire him because he's been very successful at the Seahawks. But he's got this offense at the Raiders is not anywhere near that. So they've got a lot of question marks, but we'll see how that goes.